cut it, no music. We're just going to start with you. Now, a common meme in NBA fandom is the classic quote, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. And it's usually ironic, but you were genuinely awful and you're an unrestricted free agent now. I assume you'll get signed for next season by another team. The Grizzlies are not keeping your ass, bro. You suck. But after that, it really looks like you're going to have to learn a foreign language because I don't know how much longer you'll be in the NBA. You've been statistically like the least valuable player. And worse than that, you were terrible this series, just god awful. There wasn't a single bright moment besides talking shit to LeBron and getting attention. And that's all it really was, attention, and not even good attention. And facing the Lakers while your team is injured and shorthanded is difficult enough. Why would you want to piss them off? It's just stupid. You're stupid. And quickly, I just want to quantify how terrible he was. Game 1, 38% shooting, 22 from 3. Game 2, 35% shooting, 33 from 3. Game 3, 23% from the field, 20 from 3. Game 4, 36 from the field, 14 from 3. Game 5, 20 from field, 20 from 3. Game 6, 36 from the field. And hey, here's your bright spot. You were 40% from 3 in Game 6. Congrats, bro. You did it. For this series overall, it's just an all-time embarrassment, too. You talk trash. You didn't back it up. You avoided media. You left the locker room before media could get there. You didn't even shower after the game. You're on that plane smelling like shit. You're stinking up the plane like you stunk up the court, like you stunk up the Grizzlies organization. You fucking stink. And like, as much as I wanted to enjoy you being embarrassed like this, the secondhand embarrassment honestly gave me chills down my spine. We'll start it off with game 3 after I poke bears. The Lakers come out 35-9 first quarter. Ether. Biggest fucking first quarter blowout in NBA playoff history. Next game, closeout. LeBron hits an and one on you, suns you. It's too funny. Both games, don't talk to media. Next game, okay, Grizzlies do good. You get back, down 3-2. You come back. You have a chance to maybe make a comeback, and then you can talk. What happens? 40-point loss on the road. You're getting grittied on by D'Angelo Russell. The whole team is laughing at you. It's just bad. What made all of this worse was your reactions and the reaction from your team. You were just sitting there on the bench silent. No one was speaking to you. Tell me this. Through this whole experience, did a single Grizzly in a press conference, a coach, anyone, the ball boy could be, did anyone speak out and was like, yeah, we rock with Dillon Brooks. We rock with DB? No, because they don't. The dynasty starts after you. You're fucking gone. And the faces you made on the bench, just pouting, just sitting there in silence. Terrible, man. This is the perfect example of you control your own legacy. Your legacy from here on out is you got bitched by LeBron. The Lakers bitched you. That's all you are in NBA lore forever. You could have been a cool role player. Nope, you're just a guy who got embarrassed out of the league. That's what you are. That's it for you. Done. Tombstone. Dead. Put the music back on. I'm sorry for the tirade. Now, going forward for the Grizzlies, I wouldn't put too much weight in this playoff loss. And I say that because they're still incredibly young. Young pieces, young coach. They were injured. They're just trying to figure things out going forward. Ja's hand clearly started to bother him as the series went on. The lack of Adams and Brandon Clark was huge. In general, this team just looked like a deer in headlights throughout the series. Whenever big moments came, they couldn't really rise to the occasion. And in the two games that were determined by, clutch time, game 1 and game 4, They folded in both moments. Game 1, they led a huge run up to Rui and Austin Reeves, and then Game 4, obviously, LeBron stepped up, he took over, he hit the shot to send it to overtime, and he had the huge and one in overtime. The Grizzlies just weren't mentally tough enough to compete in the clutch. I will say, though, from a fan perspective, this is definitely the last time you can use the youth excuse for a playoff loss, especially with how much talking they do. And when I look at them and how much they talk, it just never feels genuine to me. They feel like a group of guys who trash talks because it's something they feel like they need to do to assert themselves, not because it's something they want to do. It feels very forced and fake. And I'm not saying that all of their trash talk is disingenuous. No, they could be trash talkers, but the antics of it and how much it's played up and how they act in interviews, it just feels forced and fake. And I hope that this team can mature so they can play better in the clutch and just step up in the moment better. Because when the moment comes, they look incredibly young and they look like fake tough guys. So, wrapping the series up and moving forward, I believe the reasons they lost were immaturity, injury, inexperience, and overall, they just looked worse, to be honest. They just were not as good as the Lakers. They weren't shooting like they usually do. They weren't defending well at times. They sort of just got ran off the court in the last game. They just did not look like a 2 seed out there. If you told me the Lakers were the 2 seed and the Grizzlies were the 7 seed, that would be more believable to me. Going forward for the Lakers, I'm not going to say too much because there's going to be more games to break down, more series to preview, but this was just how you handle business. This looked like a veteran team handling business on a young team. They came here for Game 6, blew them out, end of series, end of discussion. That's how you finish a team off. I'm going to finish with some brief positives for them. I want to start with Darvin Ham because he's faced a lot of criticism during the series, and for two main reasons: his rotations and his inability to call timeouts when the other team goes on a run. And today, he addressed his rotations, and Troy Brown Jr. and Malik Beasley, the most criticized players for the Lakers, the worst players for the Lakers, did not receive minutes till garbage time. He's able to shorten the rotation, and the Lakers were criticized for not really using a backup big or a backup player that played big, and Wenyen Gabriel got minutes in Game 5 and Game 6. And finally, moving to his timeouts, there was a moment in this game where the Grizzlies had hit a 3 to cut the lead to 17, and he called timeout. He stopped it. He didn't let him get momentum, and it shows that he's really learning, and he's willing to improve, and he's willing to listen to suggestions. Finally, I want to touch on the duo of LeBron and AD. While they don't look as dominant as their 2020 forms, they definitely show that they can turn it up when they need to. AD has been a defensive monster, but he has had some offensively lacking games. And while LeBron has had some bad, non-confidence inspiring moments, he was able to turn it up at the right times during the series. So my confidence for them really grew as the series went on. And that's all for me. Peace out and subscribe for more.